Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about text styles and color styles in Figma. So text styles and color styles are very similar to paragraph styles and character styles and swatches in things like InDesign and Illustrator. So let me show you what I mean. So we're over in Illustrator for a second, and here's all our swatches. I'm going to get rid of all the ones we're not using, just to clean it up a little bit. Then I'll make a new swatch. And when I click this little global button here, it's going to link this color to this object. So we'll do make it red. Okay. You can tell that it's a color that can be linked because it has this little check in the corner. And what's cool about this is now, if you have multiple things assigned to that color, you can change the color, and then all the things with that color, all the items with that color will update. So that's color styles, and then text styles are very similar to this. So this is all Illustrator, but I'm just showing you it's the same idea. So if we go window, type, paragraph styles, make a new one. F. Okay, and we'll assign it to these things. And if we click over here with preview on, if I change attributes here, for example, if I make it bigger, they'll all be bigger, they'll all be different fonts, etc. Okay, so that's how we do it in Adobe. In Figma, it's very similar. So here I'll add a shape. I'll add some text. Okay, in my shape, I'm going to create a style. So what I'm going to do, there's a few different ways to do this. I'm going to right-click over here on the color, and I'm going to say, we're going to call variables are another discussion. We're going to just keep it simple. Give it a style. So what is this color? It's going to be red. What's it for? You can say like hero highlight color. I mean, we don't know yet, but just something. And then the properties are down here. We'll give it a red. And styles have this circular form. If I want to use my style, I can just go down here, and here it is. And so now that it's linked, it's very similar. I can go to this red. I can click over here on the settings, change it to another color, this other way here, and everything that's assigned that gets updated. And this is really great because, I mean, it's called red and it's cyan. That's not intuitive at all. Let me just fix that real quick. This is really great because, one, you're starting to think about what colors you're using, what your set of colors are, what your system is, but it also ensures as we build our prototypes and designs, there's going to be many elements over many frames, and it ensures that they're consistent and that you can update really complex designs and wrangle it pretty easily. So that's color. Text is very, very similar. Same idea. So here's our typography. If on this one, I'm going to click over here and make a new style. We'll call this, I like to just give things letters. So Y, it gives me room to make things bigger or smaller. So if something's bigger than F, it's going to be E and D. I don't really have any idea of what I'm going to use it for yet. I'm just starting to create a system. So we'll just call this F. And then the letter name gives it some kind of hierarchy. And then once again, if I have multiple bits of type and they're both assigned the same style, when I change the style here, it will change anything that it's linked to. So if I change the font, they're both going to update, the size, the weight, all these attributes. And there's a lot of other attributes in here. Okay, so that's text styles and color styles. However, in Figma, there's many plugins that help us automate repetitive tasks. So I'm going to get rid of my F for a second here. And I'm going to get rid of my red. And what we can do is I like to have a page here that's just called system. And this is where I'm collecting swatches, collect fonts that I'm using, and sizes and relationships that I can use again and again and just kind of see them on their own. So what I'm going to do, I have my little system page. I'm just going to just make some type. And this is going to be my base style. So let's see, this is what I'm going to build my whole system around. 14 point white. Okay, so here's just some text. No style assigned to it. It's just going to be my base. And actually, you know what? I'd like to, so I can look at the leading too while I do this. Okay, so here's my size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to grab a plugin. And the plugin is called Type Scale. Okay. And what this is going to do is it's going to generate styles based on this root style, keeping a consistent scale between the styles, which is something I always advocate for. So we'll just work with the default here, and we'll make one style smaller and 6 styles bigger. And I'm going to round to the nearest pixel, and then I'm going to go. Actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm just going to delete these again. I'm going to turn this on because this is really handy. And go. Okay. And so now I have this kind of consistent interval through my sizes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just give them names over here. F. This will be F. This will be G, E, D, C, B, A. Then I'll start making some swatches. And I'll grab my circle. Let's say we'll have black. A white. Some useful shades in between. So I like to have, just to get the ball rolling here, a very light gray and an almost black. Mid. I like to arrange it so that I can look at them in terms of their value relative to gray. So we're gonna add another one. And I'm just looking at, it's just an optical thing. We could do it mathematically, but really it's your eyes that are important. And I like to kind of have even steps between things. So looking at this, it's a little darker. And if there's too many steps, it's really unnecessary. Not same or different. They have to be different enough to be worth having their own value. Okay, something like that. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to hit this little button over here and just makes them a little tidier. I'm going to stick my hero color where I think it kind of falls in terms of value. We'll have version of this. Okay, so here's our simple system of type, styles, and colors. We're going to want to name these two. So white. These names probably aren't super helpful. But anyway, I have them in order. I've done all this stuff. I've named it all. And so now what I can do is I can grab all this and use another really handy plugin that will generate all my styles on the fly. So to do that, I go plugins, and we're going to do styler. And I'm going to say generate styles. And now when I click over here, I have my text styles, I have my color style, which is fabulous. Okay,